The highlights of today's defense news. Indian Army to get first Hermes-900 Starliner drone in June. 17 companies under IT PLI to start manufacturing this year. Inter-Services Organization Command Control and Discipline Act notified through Gazette notification. Indian Coast Guard signs Memorandum of Understanding with private sector for manufacturing and supply of indigenous marine-grade aluminium for construction of ships. DRDO celebrates National Technology Day 24 through lectures and orations in its labs and establishments. UAE-India CEPA Council and Indian Chamber of Commerce forge strategic partnership. DARPA taps Aurora to keep designing heavy cargo seaplane in $8.3 million deal. DARPA tests robotic autonomy in complex environments with Resiliency Razor vehicles. Polish Warmate loitering munition destroys Russian radars. Repeynik and Podlet-K1v. Quantum Systems unveils Reliant vertical takeoff and landing uncrewed aerial vehicle. In a significant boost to its surveillance mechanisms along the Pakistan border, the Indian Army is set to receive the first Hermes-900 Starliner drone on 18th of June. The Hermes-900, known as the Drishti-10 drone, will be supplied to the Indian forces, including the Army and Navy, by Adani Defence Systems. The first of the two drones to be acquired by the Army would be handed over to the force on 18th of June in Hyderabad. The supplies are part of the deal signed under the emergency powers given to the forces by the Defense Ministry. The Indian Navy received the first Hermes 900 delivery in January this year. The second one will be provided to the Army. The third one would now be supplied to the Navy and the fourth one would go to the Army. The Indian Army has placed orders for two of these drones from the firm under emergency provisions that required the systems supplied by vendors to be more than 60% indigenous and be under the Make in India in Defense. The Indian Army is already operating the Heron Mark 1 and Mark 2 drones and has also placed orders for the Drishti 10 or the Hermes 900 under the last tranche of the emergency procurements approved by the government for the forces. Majority of personal computer and server makers selected under the IT hardware production linked incentive scheme are expected to start production this year. About 17 out of 27 PLI companies will start production this year. Around 6 to 7 of them started production last year and 2 have plans to start the production next year. The government in November 23 approved the application of 27 companies including Dell, HP, Foxconn, Lenovo, NetWeb Technologies under the new production linked incentive scheme for IT hardware. Among the big names that have been granted approval under the IT hardware scheme are Flextronics, VVDN, and Optimus. Other applicants that have received the green signal include Padgett Electronics, Sojo Manufacturing Services, Goodworth, Neolink, Sirma, SGS, and Mega Networks, Panache DigiLife, and ITI Limited. The Inter-Services Organizations Command Control and Discipline Act has been notified through a Gazette notification to be enforced with effect from May 10th of 24. In order to bolster effective command control and efficient functioning of inter-services organizations, the ISOs, the bill was passed by both the houses of parliament during the monsoon session of 23. The bill received the assent of the President on 15th of August 23. The Act empowers commanders-in-chief and officers in command of ISOs to exercise control over service personnel serving under them for effective maintenance of discipline and administration without disturbing the unique service conditions of each individual service. With the notification, the Act will empower the heads of ISOs and pave the way for expeditious disposal of cases, avoid multiple proceedings and will be a step towards greater integration and jointness among the armed forces personnel. The Indian Coast Guard and Hindalco Industries signed a memorandum of understanding on 9th of May for the manufacturing and supply of indigenous marine grade aluminium to Indian public and private shipyards for the construction of ships. The MOU will also provide benefits such as quarterly pricing, priority in supplies, and turnover discount. The ICG fleet is presently operating 67 ships with aluminium hull with capability of operating in shallow waters. To further boost coastal security, it has planned to induct more such vessels where the indigenously manufactured marine grade aluminium will be utilized. DRDO celebrated the National Technology Day 24 by organizing various lectures and orations in its laboratories and establishments on 10th of May. A total of 45 oration papers were received from various DRDO laboratories and establishments, out of which the best 3 papers were selected for the presentation. DRDO Technology Day Spectrum was also released on the occasion. The UAE-India CEPA Council (UICC) and the Indian Chamber of Commerce (ICC) have signed a memorandum of understanding to enhance economic and trade relations between the UAE and India. This strategic partnership aims to promote awareness of the UAE-India bilateral economic partnership and the benefits of the UAE-India CEPA. MOU establishes a comprehensive collaboration between the UICC and the ICC, focusing on public promotion, increasing awareness, and mobilizing private sector stakeholders to support economic engagements between the two nations. DARPA taps Aurora to keep designing heavy cargo seaplane in an $8.3 million deal. The Aurora Flight Sciences will continue designing an experimental heavy cargo seaplane for the US military, which has now officially dropped General Atomics' pitch for the Liberty Lifter aircraft program. The Pentagon announced that Aurora, a subsidiary of Boeing, has received an $8.3 million contract modification to keep working on its mobility seaplane design. DARPA's Robotic Autonomy in Complex Environments with Resiliency (RACER) program successfully tested autonomous movement on a new, much larger fleet vehicle, a significant step in scaling up the adaptability and capability of the underlying RACER algorithms. The RACER heavy platform RHP vehicles are 12-ton, 20-foot long skid steer tracked vehicles. The RHPs complement the 2-ton, 11-foot long Ackerman steered wheeled RACER fleet vehicles already in use. RACER's second phase began last fall with its fourth experiment, E4, which included first testing of RHPs and testing on RFVs by teams from the University of Washington and from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. RACER is on pace to continue its autonomy development and experiment spirals with a new round of development and testing roughly every 6 months. From the war zone, the main intelligence directorate of the Ukraine Ministry of Defense reported that using the Polish loitering munition Warmate produced by WB Group, they managed to destroy Russian radars, the mobile 48YA6 K1 Podlet-K1 and the portable Repeynik. This is a mobile S-band radar that rotates in azimuth and electronically scans in elevation, especially for low-flying targets. The upper phased array antenna is used for detecting and tracking targets. The lower 2 antennas are secondary radars. The narrower one is for international SIF Mark 12 standard, and the larger antenna at the back is for the domestic Russian friend or foe standard. The small antennas located next to and on top of the phased antenna array are compensation antennas which protect against active jamming. Quantum Systems has introduced its latest innovation, The Reliant Vertical Takeoff and Landing VTOL Uncrewed Aerial Vehicle designed for prolonged missions in challenging environments. This new Group 2 platform offers over 10 hours of endurance, facilitating persistent intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance and target acquisition capabilities even in contested areas. The Reliant UAS in EON's quantum systems, versatile family of systems, which includes the mid-range vector and short-range twister models. These platforms are designed to seamlessly work together, enabling coordinated operations for joint unmanned aerial system missions. That's all the news for today. We hope you are enjoying the news. Please do subscribe to our channel and we will be happy to get a feedback from you. Thank you and have a great weekend.